There's one specific type of game that I keep coming back to, that I keep thinking on more and more. And these are rage games, but more specifically than that, it's why do games make people angry? Hell, why did games used to make me angry? Back in the day, I was pretty famous for raging in my COD lobbies. Honestly, I probably still would rage if I played that game. But seriously, what about games like Jump King, Getting Over It, or Pogo Stuck elicit reactions like this? Same for League of Legends, Valorant, Dark Souls, or whatever game happens to be making people mad. And more than that, how do you beat that rage? Not beat the game, because obviously once you win, you stop being angry. But what are the ways that people learn how to stop being angry with the game while they're actively playing it? But more than that, why do the games that make us the angriest also tend to be where we invest the most, whether it's time or just emotional energy? One of the most famous sayings is that the opposite of love is not hate, but apathy. I think that that is a good starting point. A lot of people play games because games make them feel something, whether it's dopamine when they win, love for these characters in a story, or just pride at their own skill. They're an engaging way to spend your time. They put a challenge before you and they dare you to conquer it, whatever that may mean. For a platformer, it's usually beating it. For a game like League, it's winning, and as you improve, you can win easier, feel better playing it, and there's something to be said about the enjoyment of the game itself. It is fun to play a game. With rage games, however, there is one pretty consistent design element to them. You aren't supposed to win. Not that you cannot win, but rather the game doesn't really care if you can or can't. The game is what it is, and it naturally and aggressively filters players who aren't good enough, or who aren't stubborn enough. What I think is really interesting about the design of a game like this is that emotionally you can win in two ways. You can either tough it out and beat the game, whether you're enjoying it or not, that is technically winning, but these games have no reward for that. The only reward is in how you feel. The other way to beat these games, though, is to give up. And I don't mean in some grand way. I really do think that if you don't like a video game, like Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy or Jump King, and you just put the game down and quit, and you're happier for it, I think the game has kind of taught you its lesson. There's almost a zen to be found in this uncompromising design. Either you're going to stick it out and beat it, and you don't care how many times you have to reset or how long it takes, or you're going to put it down. This is the binary. Do or do not. There is no try. There's an authenticity to games designed like this that I can really appreciate. The game will never give you an easy mode. It will never give you another method or means of beating it. The only way to beat it is to get better. But do you actually care or not care to get better at what the game is asking of you? There are rage games that I've really enjoyed. Pogo Stuck, which I recently did a video on it, but also Jump King. There are also rage games that I really didn't enjoy, like Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. But regardless of how much I liked them or disliked them, they share the same design at their core. They take one simple mechanic, and they build an entire game around this mechanic. There is no open world to explore. There is no power-up to find. It is just how good can you be at doing the thing the game wants you to do. All of the anger at them, in my opinion, comes from the investment in winning. When you really want to win, and you don't, that is frustrating, which is where it differs from League of Legends or COD, where in those games typically a good game where you're performing well feels fun, and a bad game feels bad. For rage games, there is no good or bad version of the game. It's only ever what you think you can accomplish and what you actually can. Every time you fall is just another part of the game. But if you feel like now you're even further from victory, that hurts. If you take the games as what they are, which is you're going to fall and that's kind of the point, at worst it's an inconvenience. And I kind of think that that's what it comes all the way back around to. People who are getting frustrated at whether they're winning or losing in a game typically have some part of their ego wrapped up in it somehow. Or they're having a rough day in real life and they're using gaming as an escape, but then when gaming doesn't feel good, that feels bad too, but we're not going to talk about that. We're just going to talk about the fact that ultimately, when you're playing a game that is uncompromising in what it is asking you to do, you are presented with two choices. Either buckle down and keep going and keep playing, or let it go. If I lose to a boss in Dark Souls or Elden Ring or any random Souls-like, I just kind of shrug it off because that's how these games are. I'm playing them because I just really enjoy Souls-likes. Either way, to really enjoy this type of game, there is a threshold where you need to learn to let go of the outcome. This entire genre of game has honestly become my own little design obsession, because I just want to see what weird gameplay people can come up with next. What's the next big rage game going to be, and how will it challenge players in a new way? In conclusion, these are really neat. I wanted to talk about them, and I hope you kinda can see where I'm coming from. I did something really weird with this video, which is I wrote an entire script, and then I realized I just didn't like how the script sounded. So instead, I took the bullet points and I tried to just talk about it and really share what makes me feel so passionate about these, and I hope it was fun to listen to. If not, I mean, I'll have a new video tomorrow and hopefully you like that. I am super sore from running yesterday. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, see ya.